Welcome to the Cox Inspirational Student Heroes Award Celebration. You're going to meet some outstanding local students who have overcome great challenges in their lives to achieve greater success in the classroom. Get ready to meet this year's Cox Inspirational Student Heroes.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2014 Cox Inspirational Student Hero Awards. I'm David Delleman, Director of Public Affairs for Cox Communications Southeast Region, and we're so glad you're here to celebrate with us today as we recognize these amazing students' accomplishments. If you will please stand, we will begin today's ceremony with the pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Some of you are first-timers at this event. Some have been with us since the very beginning. Regardless, you are all in for quite a treat today. This event is about recognizing those unsung heroes among us, students who have overcome incredible odds to inspire us. Some will make us laugh. Some will make us cry. All of them will make their mark, and Cox is proud to honor these heroes. With more than 20 years of history, the Cox Heroes program has recognized more than 3,000 student heroes from the Gulf Coast of Florida to Southwest Louisiana. Today, we add 30 new names to that distinguished list of honorees. We're privileged this afternoon to have many special guests in our presence to help us recognize our Cox heroes. Among these is Helen Hunt Ringdon, District Representative for U.S. Congressman Jeff Miller. Each student being honored today will receive a personalized certificate from the Congressman's office. And this event wouldn't be possible without a strong partnership with the Okaloosa County School District. I'd like to invite Okaloosa County Superintendent of Schools, Mary Beth Jackson, to the podium to share a few words.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and my honor to be here with you today to celebrate the heroes among us. And they are sitting next to you. They smiled at me when I came in. I was able to shake some of their hands. When I'm out visiting schools, and I'm out a lot in our schools, I see these young men and women. And I see every single day how hard they work, how determined they are. And it just encourages me. When I came to this event last year, I was able to come. It was the first time I had been here as the superintendent. I will be honest with you. There wasn't a moment that I did not have tears streaming down my face. Not because I felt sorry for anyone, but because I felt inspired by them. They encouraged me to do a better job for them. And today, thanks to Cox and their efforts to honor our students, we get to be here today to say to you, you are among the best among us. And on behalf of school board member Cindy Frakes, who encourages me as we move through this time of working with your children, I want to thank you. Thank you for trusting us enough to share your children with us. We will do everything, won't we, Miss Frakes, never to let you down. Thank you so much.
Success in life or in the classroom is not a matter of luck, fate, or circumstance. It is a matter of vision and desire. Therefore, to lead a successful life, one must clarify the vision of their future to the degree that it motivates and gives them the desire to achieve it. Myself and Mrs. Vashti Bloomer have had the privilege of being elected to teach this individual in the 4th grade, and the above statement sums him up. Logan is a child who has had to realize at such a young age that the gifts in life are neither promised nor handed to you. Logan has become a hard worker who has learned that hard work and perseverance are the keys to life. Logan Rocha.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Abigail White. She is our inspirational hero at Baker School. We're very proud of her. She's had some adversities that she's had to overcome with family issues and was placed in foster care in 2012. And she came to us and she has worked. I can't even explain to you how hard she's worked. She was behind academically. She took some online classes and is caught up. She's going to graduate on June 5th with our class on time with her diploma, and we're very proud of her, and I think she wants to say a few words.
I just wanted to say thank you to my guidance counselor, Ms. Gohagan. I just wanted y'all to know that anything you go through in life, if you really want something, you can achieve it if you really want it. Thank you.
I'm honored to represent Allie Reiner as Blue Water Elementary's Cox Student Hero this year. I was very blessed to teach her in 3rd grade. I'm excited again to have her this year as a 5th grader in my class, so I feel very honored to be here with her. The one word that sums up Allie is perseverance. She has some medical adversities that she has overcome every day, which you would not know at all if you did not know the ins and outs of Allie. She is the student who, when she misses school, I don't even have to tell her what her makeup work is because she is at my door or at my desk saying, I need that makeup work, I've got to get it done. So she just is amazing in all ways. She inspires her peers and her teachers each and every day. Here's Allie Reiner.
This is Cason Dillon. I know to look at him you wouldn't think that he had any particular issues, but Cason has a hereditary condition, which is a Chiari malformation. It's actually a herniation of the brain, and he's got a section of his brain that presses on his spinal cord. This causes significant issues for him, extreme migraines, severe abdominal and leg pains, and other things. As he gets older, it will become progressively a little worse. Because of this, he has to miss school frequently, leave early, come late for doctor's appointments. He's had to travel to Orlando to see a pediatric neurosurgeon. That's a specialist in his rare condition. Has tried multiple medications, even acupuncture therapy. Throughout all of this, Cason comes to school with a positive attitude, a smile on his face. He encourages his peers. And he is probably just the happiest child you will ever see. So we are just so proud to have him and to be a part of his education. And on top of all that, he still manages, even with the absences and the sickness and all the appointments, to maintain an AB honor roll status. So we are extremely proud of him, and it is my honor to present him to you, Cason Dillon.
Okay, hi, my name is Jamie Natural. I'm from Bruner Middle School. I'm here along with Elijah's dad and my principal and my co-teacher and leader, Miss Lynn Lancaster. We are here to recognize Elijah Walker. This is my first year at Bruner, and when I was presented with the opportunity to work with Elijah, I was told this is a young man who's a 6th grader, and there's going to be some unique challenges, and we'll do the best we can. Well, I'm telling you right now, this man is a more than best you can man. This is a young man who has taught me what gutting it out means, what his motto is, and his motto is, don't worry, be happy. And he has never let me or the staff down at Bruner, and I tell you, it is a treasure to see his smiling face every day I do. Thank you, Elijah Walker.
It's a lot I could say about Wendy, but they told me I only had a minute, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Early on in Wendy's high school career, she was determined that she was not going to be an average student. C's were not in her book, part of her vocabulary was not going to be part of her grades. Where other students would say C is good, that's good enough, at least I got a C, I'm doing good. When it was like, Miss Moore, I'm not settling for that C, I'm getting an A or I'm getting a B. And she did it. No matter what got into her way, and you know, small as she is, big obstacles, but she pushed them on out of the way and kept right on going. I am so proud of her. She's even managed to, and it's not been easy for her, but she's even managed to graduate in June with a 3.4 weighted grade point average. 3.5 weighted grade point average, she corrects me, which is saying a lot because she did struggle with it a little bit, but she's got it and she's moving on. And so on behalf of Choctawhatchee High School, my principal, Ms. Cindy Gates, and myself, I present to you our forever inspirational student hero, Wendy Shelby.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce Curtis Pitts. Curtis's early academic history were not easy. He began with a very difficult year in kindergarten because it was hard for him to sit still and not talk. He was tested in first grade and diagnosed and placed on an educational plan for his disability as well as a medical treatment plan. This helped Curtis, but he still had trouble tuning out noises and other distractions that made it hard for him to focus. When entering high school, the doctor took him off of his medical treatment plan, but with the help of his instructional accommodations, the patience of his teachers, a lot of it, the support of his family, and spiritual guidance from his church and youth groups, Curtis will be graduating in June with a 3.12 GPA. Curtis is a member of the Crestview Junior ROTC program for 4 years and has achieved the rank of Master Sergeant and is a member of their drill team and color guard. Because of Curtis's dedication and hard work, dedication and hard work he has displayed in and out of the classroom, Curtis has been an inspiration to all of his teachers and classmates. Curtis and his family feel very fortunate to be part of the Okaloosa County School District, and which has recognized and met his academic needs throughout his educational endeavor. Curtis Pitts, Crestview High School's Cox Inspirational student.
I'd like to say thank you to family, friends, church, and everyone that put this together, and thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Davidson Middle School, I would like to introduce you to our Cox Inspirational hero, Roderick Skinner. Roderick is a special student to all of us at Davidson. He had to go through the loss of his mother at a young age, and he entered the foster care system and was pulled from foster care home to foster care home until finally he came to Okaloosa County when he was in 7th grade. When he first came, he was admitted into Okaloosa Academy, and Roderick knew from the moment he got there that was not the place for him. He studied and tried the best that he could to pull his grades up. He stayed out of trouble, and eventually he was able to come back into the public school system. We received Roderick last year as a 7th grader in the middle of the year, and of course he came in with some discipline problems, some anger management problems, and some low grades, but not failing grades. Throughout this year and a half, Roderick has made tremendous strides. He is now in a foster home with loving and caring mother and father and 2 brothers, and he is also in the process of being adopted by those people. Roderick is a 3-sport athlete, tremendous athlete in football, basketball, and baseball. And so he spends a lot of his time playing with his younger brother in the yard, trying to get him ready to become a Davidson Panther next year. So it's my pleasure to introduce Roderick Skinner as our Cox Inspirational Hero. Roderick, you are very special to me, and on behalf of half of us at Davidson, if we could have adopted you, we would have. I'm so privileged to have Antoine in my homeroom, and I teach him math. He came to Destin Elementary when he was in second grade, and his grades suffered a bit in that year, and he had to repeat second grade. But since then, he's had excellent grades ever since, and he is an honor roll student. In math, he leads my class in accelerated math objectives. He's completed all the fourth grade ones, starting the fifth grade ones, and when I'm busy with someone, I can send other students to him for help. So he is somebody who always is listening. His face is always looking at me, and I never have to tell him to get started. He's just a model. And then one last thing I want to say is, when he enters my room every morning, it's "Good morning, Miss Kelly," with a bright beaming smile. He is a pleasure to have in my room.
The other Diane has to say a word too. Antoine's in my reading class, so we switch our kids back and forth. And I know the minute he comes to my room, he's going to say, "Can I go to the library or can I take an AR test?" Every day. And he goes through those books. So he's leading both of my fourth grade classes by far in independent reading. And I'm just so proud of him. And he also asks every word he doesn't know, he asks, he doesn't hesitate. And I just love that he never hesitates to ask questions. So, Antoine Walker. Yeah.
As a sixth grade student at Destin Middle School, Chloe Gwynn was already in a somewhat difficult living environment, and that was before her mother passed away earlier this year. I don't think that even as an adult we're truly prepared to handle something like that, and certainly not an 11-year-old girl. Consequently, Chloe struggled. She was lost. Her attendance at school was sporadic at best. She couldn't manage to focus when she was there, and she was failing all of her classes. But having somehow found the personal resolve to push forward, and with the help of her Aunt Christy, I am proud to say that Chloe Gwynn is attending school daily. She is passing all her classes, and she's smiling again. And she's determined to make the best of this difficult situation, and we are very proud of Destin Middle School's inspirational hero, Chloe Gwynn.
On behalf of Elementary, it is my honor to introduce Emma Hips as our Cox Hero Inspirational Student of the Year. We've chosen Emma for this prestigious award because of the great obstacles she has overcome. She has faced challenges academically, socially, and personally. Emma was diagnosed with autism at age 7, yet works hard to improve her grades despite this obstacle. Additionally, she has faced dealing with her grandmother's health issues and social difficulties due to her unique personality. Despite this, Emma is always open and friendly to everyone and treats each new day as an opportunity to be kind to others. Emma is a delight to have at Edge Elementary and is truly an inspiration.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Denise Stieber, and I'm a fifth grade teacher at Edwards Elementary. It is my extreme pleasure to be here today to honor one of my remarkable students, Carmen Rodriguez. The late Jim Rohn, a motivational speaker, author, and business educator, said, "Leadership is the challenge to be something more than average." He goes on to say, "It's not so much what happens to us, but what we choose to feel about what happens to us that makes the difference in how our lives turn out." As I read this quote, I'm reminded that throughout my 23 years as an educator, there are many young people co-workers, fellow teachers, and administrators that come to mind. Today, I'd like to offer a heartfelt congratulations to a truly deserving student who follows a similar path to those individuals with whom I've had the pleasure to be associated with. Today, let's all recognize a very special student, Carmen Rodriguez, who with her friendly smile, ability to persevere, and willingness to help others makes her the obvious choice for this award, and she'd like to share a few comments with you.
I would like to thank my teachers for helping me get through the passing of my beloved uncle. I especially want to thank my uncle. He used to tell me to remove any obstacles out of my way. And if I fall, to get up and keep on going, never quit. I love and miss him so much. I love you so much, Uncle.
It's my honor to introduce Darius to you here today. It's my first year as a principal at Eglin, and one of the first things I did was met with Darius's mom to talk about Darius, and we're trying to decide a plan for him this year. It's kind of ironic. It's about the last time I've talked to her this year. You have to read his bio to see some of the issues that there was before this year, but this year we haven't spent quality time in the principal's office together. He's been an excellent student. He's been an honor roll student and is now one of the leaders of our 4th grade class, assisted by his teacher, Miss Jones-Urena. Darius is what we want out of our young men there at Eglin. So congratulations, Darius, and he has decided he wanted to say something.
I would like to thank my mom, my sister, and Miss Jones-Urena, who's not able to walk because she broke her Achilles tendon of trying to be 18. And I'd like to thank Isaac Logan for helping me achieve and my other mentors.
Thank you, Darius.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at a true hero here. And I'll define it for you if you don't know what a hero is. It's an ordinary person who does extraordinary things. And this is what you need to know about Will. While we were waiting to come up here, he told me he loved me and that I'm the best and that I looked beautiful. And anyone who can think of someone else on a day when they're being recognized for their accomplishments is truly someone extraordinary. Will's never had a great deal of success at school until this year, and he's on the AB Honor Roll in Miss May's class at Elliott Point. And despite having a not always successful time at school, Will comes every day with a smile, and the first thing he does is he hugs everyone. He puts everyone before himself at school, and he's quick to help. And if that's not extraordinary, I don't know what is. So, ladies and gentlemen, Will Ryland.
Davis and everybody around him exemplifies the "it takes a village" motto. He doesn't want to talk, so I just want to say on his behalf, the personal generosity, the efforts of everybody from our principal, Ms. Cuvion, our teachers, our leadership clubs, Mr. McMullen, the Clarks, who provided everything from glasses to a home. They're the ones that help support him and get him where he is. If you didn't know it from reading in his bio, you wouldn't know anything different about Davis than any other kid out there. You wouldn't know it because all he does is show up, gives 100% on the track every day, and just achieves. He's the county champ, he's the district champ in the 400. He recently at Region, to give you an example of his spirit and drive to help others, he failed to get out of Region in the 400 to go to state, and he was devastated. We had a heart-to-heart conversation at Region, and I was probably a little hard, maybe, just a little bit. And because I wanted him to get up, and I knew he could take it. And all he did was pull himself up, and knowing he had already advanced to state in another event, He finished that race with such determination that his 4x4 team did get to state. At state, all I did was tell him what he had to run. Before the race, he wasn't quite focused, so we had another heart-to-heart. I don't usually do that with athletes because it kind of makes them nervous. Not Davis. I knew Davis could handle it. All Davis did is I watched him come from about 5 places back, and basically as I turned around, I saw him finish and put his team on the medal stand. The thing about that is somebody later said to me, well, the guy he passed stopped. All I know is Davis never stops. Davis didn't stop. And because of that, his team can be thankful that he put him there. He's a great kid, and he's going to continue to achieve greatness.
I'm just going to add just one little bit. Being blessed as a teacher of 24 years, a coach of 12, and touching thousands of lives, that it was in God's plan to bring Davis into the Viking family. And he is a hero to us all, both on and off the track. And this is why we teach, this is why we coach, is to have a moment like this to recognize one of the heroes among us. Do you want to say it?
I just want to thank all my teammates and my coaches and my teammates' families that have helped me through this. I appreciate so much for them treating me like a normal person and not pitying me or giving me extra slack or anything. Like Coach said, he gave me hearts of hearts. He beat me down and then brought me right back up, and that just means a lot to me. And that's all I wanted to say.
Hi, thank you for this opportunity to definitely introduce one of my personal heroes, Calvin Dumas. Oh, he promised me he was going to smile. Got to show the teeth. That was one of the inspirations that I had, was that beautiful smile. I have actually not been one of Calvin's teachers, but last year I met Calvin in some rather awkward positions. We were in the parking lot together, and I had heard that Calvin had had a little bit of trouble in some classes, and he had made some bad choices. And but I saw Calvin in the parking lot with his mom, and I said, I think that might be Calvin Dumas. And so I introduced myself, and it was, and then that big smile came out. And Miss Rich, his classroom teacher this year, she and I had a little talk. And Calvin got to come to my classroom a few times last year and help me out with my pre-K kids. And he was certainly an inspiration to them. He was teaching them about manners and about making good choices. And so Miss Rich and I talked this year, and Calvin started off the year making those good choices, which we're very proud of him for. And then when the opportunity came to nominate an Inspirations Hero of the Year, I certainly wanted that opportunity to nominate one of my personal heroes. But I think Calvin's words are the inspiration. He and I sat down, we wrote a little speech together, and I would like to read a few of those words to you because I keep them on my desk, and when I'm feeling a little bit low, I read Calvin's words. I would tell people at Kenwood that not to let the things from the past affect your future. I would tell them they can't change their past, but they can control their future. Last year, I made bad choices, but this year I had some teachers that helped me believe in myself and believe that I could be successful. They helped me have self-confidence, and now I'm looking forward to coming to school and seeing my report card. I'm getting good grades, and I have lots of friends. I've learned to be a good friend. I can keep secrets. I can help my friends with my subjects that I'm really good at. And I've learned to accept the idea that other people have challenging lives, and I have learned to accept them for who they are. I can walk away from a bully. I have learned not to let them take over my life and turn them into somebody I don't want to be. I am looking forward to helping inspire other people's lives and helping them overcome challenges. Thank you, Calvin.
All I wanted to say is thank you for the people that helped me.
Russell is an inspiration and a hero to many, but at Laurel Hill, he is a hero to many hobos. He is a very happy and loving child and gets excited in everything that he does, so much that he was even excited to join us. He came 24 weeks early and was born at 1 pound 10 ounces. So as you can imagine, this happy, smiling young man has overcome many challenges. He's had over 40 surgeries in his short life, and he's been diagnosed with seizures, cerebral palsy. He doesn't let any of that stop him. In fact, some call it determination. His mom sometimes calls it stubbornness. But he has learned to ride a bike just like every other kid. And he is happy, loving, and he has assured me numerous times on the side here, he will not say a word.
Kirsten is just one of those students that all the teachers at Lewis want to have in her classroom. You know, despite her hearing loss, she does not let that get in the way of her doing the best she can and having the best grades that she can. Matter of fact, when you go into a classroom that Kirsten's in, you wouldn't even know, that she's has a hearing loss, except for all the fine 5 or 6 interpreters that she's made best friends out of. So that's how we know that Kirsten's in there doing her best. But when she's not doing her best in the academic world, she's also involved in a lot of clubs at school. She plays the clarinet in the Lewis Band. She is a member of the National Junior Honor Society. And I'd like to say she's a member of the sign language club that we have at Lewis, but actually she's not a member. She actually helps teach it, as you can imagine. She also is in our STEM research club. And there's one more. What did I forget? Oh, Lewis Leaders. She's a member of our Lewis Leaders. Probably the one other thing that she's most noted for at Lewis, and her art hangs on our walls. She's very artistic. She won a Best of Show for her 3D art pictures. It's actually origamis that she made, and they are put out of this book, flying out of this book, and it's just fantastic. But she does great work in pencil shading and oil and pastels. She's just a all-around great, friendly girl, and we're going to miss her so much after this year, Kirsten.
I want to thank you, Ms. Luna, for nominating me. I want to thank for all the Lewis teachers and Ms. Tasty for all their support.
I'm here to introduce Longwood Elementary's Cox Communication Inspirational Hero. I'd like to introduce Caleb Bateman. Caleb is Longwood's Heart Hero for the American Heart Association. He was also selected as the American Heart Association's Heart Ambassador for Okaloosa and Walton County this year. As I think about our hero nominee, I'm inspired by one of Mark Twain's quotes. Unconsciously, we all have a standard by which we measure other men. And if we examine closely, we find that this standard is a very simple one. And is this: we admire them, we envy them. For great qualities we ourselves lack. Hero worship consists in just that. Our heroes are men who do things which we recognize with great regret and sometimes with secret shame that we cannot do. We find not much in ourselves to admire. We're always privately wanting to be like somebody else. If everybody was satisfied with himself, there would be no heroes. And Caleb Bateman is just that, our hero.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the guidance counselor at Mary Esther Elementary, and in that role, of course, I see many students. I have not seen Karan this year, and that can be a good thing usually. However, I have heard many wonderful things from both of his teachers, and I wanted to share in their words especially. Beginning in 4th grade, Karan can be considered his turning point, because his attitude began to change under his guidance of his teachers and his school staff. Karan finally realized his potential and has transformed into a student with a caring heart and a better attitude about his academic abilities. Karan has gone from a sullen outlook and attitude in the classroom to a willing attitude to accomplish quality work. In the past, he detested working with his peers, and he did not know how to collaborate with them. Although he still prefers to work alone, he has gotten along better with his peers and is willing to even hear other people's ideas and share his own ideas with groups. Karan's attitude has gone from a gloomy, rainy cloud to the sun on a spring day. By overcoming his poor attitude about himself, peers, and school, Karan is happier and is more willing to take on challenging tasks instead of giving up right away. On behalf of our principal, Gary Massey, and the Mary Esther family, we are very proud to present the Cox Inspirational Student Award to Karan Williams.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lee Hale, and I'm the principal at Meigs Middle School, and I am very, very honored to introduce you to Shelby Hensley, who is our Cox Communications Inspirational Hero for this year. Accompanying us today is Miss Pam Tiza, who was the teacher who nominated Shelby for this very, very important award. I think it's important for everyone to know that in October of 2012, this young lady could not walk at all. She has been obviously working very hard and overcoming some things and continues to go through frequent treatments to overcome the Guillain-Barré, which she was diagnosed with. And right on the heels of that, she was also diagnosed with CIDP, which is a very long term that I choose not to mispronounce in front of all these people. However, what it is a disorder of the peripheral nervous system. And as a result of this, through her 5th grade year last year, she missed a great deal of school, a lot of school. When she began with us here at Meigs, I met her mom and her this summer as we tried to put a plan together here at Meigs. And what we have found over the course of this year is that not only is she determined and very, very aggressive with getting back to where she was, is that she does all this with an extremely great attitude. Her smile is just infectious, and she attacks her studies with the same rigor with which she attacks her health issues. I would like to say that Miss Tiza pretty much summed it up very, very well in her letter, and I'm just going to read a small portion of this, which is the end. But I want you to know that she started this year in a wheelchair, and over the course of this year, she has gotten to the stage that you can see now. But prior to all this happening, she was a dancer, and I'm very excited to say that she will be dancing in a recital this Saturday. Miss Tiza's words are these: through all of this adversity, and we've only shared a portion of her story, all of the pain, suffering, and relapses, Shelby has not lost her smile or her will to achieve her goals. She is an AB honor roll student. She comes to class with a smile, even on the days when she is in terrible pain. She is a fighter and a winner, and she is our hero.
On behalf of Niceville High School, it is my great pleasure to introduce you to Matthew Harold. I met Matthew about 3 years ago as his guidance counselor. I was impressed with the grades that he came into school with, despite some of the vision issues that he has. Matthew is inspirational to us because he has an incredible work ethic. He endeavors to do his best every day with every task, small or large. He has never asked us to lighten his load or to give him any kind of special treatment. And because of that, he is our inspirational hero. Matthew wants to say a few things.
First of all, I would most likely thank my mother and my family and all the teachers and coaches that I've had throughout both my sophomore and senior year at Niceville High. And I would also love to thank my teammates for both football and basketball. We had great laughs, and I'll miss you guys.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce Elijah Lenore as Plough Elementary's student hero. Elijah transferred to Plough in September of this school year from public schools in Mississippi. He arrived with a very tough guy attitude and really was negative towards his teachers, students, and his schoolwork. I have to admit, I couldn't believe he was 9, and I was a little bit intimidated. The teamwork, his negative behaviors have taken a back seat to his desire to look to the positive. The biggest factor in Elijah's turnaround was his very caring dad, who works diligently with Elijah and the school to change his attitude and performance, and it was definitely a team approach. He's going to be AB honor roll, and I'm sad to see him go to 5th, but I know I can't keep him, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do in the future. So, Elijah Lenore.
My name is Melissa Ellenberg. I'm the school counselor at Pryor Middle School. And when Jose came to us in the 6th grade, my office was next to the Dean of Students, the discipline office. And it seemed like every time I walked out of my door, there sat Jose. He was disruptive in class, he was disrespectful, and he was always in the Dean of Students office. So much to the point that he was placed in an alternative school setting. That wasn't pleasant. So Jose came back to us this year as an 8th grader. He promised us he had changed. He wanted an opportunity to be in our sales program, which is our advanced placement program for advanced students. He has excelled in the sales program this year and was recognized with honors last week. So we are so proud of the turnaround, and that's what we call him, is our turnaround student. The thing to me that makes him the greatest hero is he is willing to share his story with younger students that are following that path of making wrong choices. He wants to encourage them to not have to go through the experience that he has. So Pryor is very proud to present to you our Cox hero, Jose Bay Grajeda.
Good afternoon. CJ has faced unimaginable circumstances over the last year of his life. During last school year, CJ's mother was diagnosed with stomach cancer. His grades dropped as he struggled to deal with his mother's illness. Unable to cope with the stress and tumultuous emotions he was living with every day, he reacted by acting out in class and losing focus. At the end of the school year, it was clear that the pressures of the year had taken their toll, and CJ was retained. He is now repeating 3rd grade in my classroom this year. Throughout the year, he has shown that he will not allow history to repeat itself. He has shown tremendous progress and performing well in class. Unfortunately, CJ's troubles are not all in the past. Recently, his mother learned that she must receive additional treatments. CJ's dad is in the military and has returned from training to help out at home. Despite all of the recent turmoil, CJ has not let it halt his progress. He remains positive, knowing that his mother is continuing to win her battle. Just watching CJ, you would never guess that he is in the midst of a difficult and emotional situation. With his warm smile and positive attitude in class, he interacts with his peers in positive ways that endears him to me. The love he has developed this school year seems to help him cope with the stresses in his classroom. Riverside Elementary's Cox Inspirational Hero, CJ Duckworth.
It is my pleasure, on behalf of Ruckle Middle School, to introduce you to Wesley Landon. At the beginning of the year, I asked my 8th graders to select 3 adjectives to describe themselves. And anyone who's worked with an 8th grader or lived with an 8th grader knows that some of them will probably hit the mark right on, and some of them might not quite describe themselves completely accurate. Wesley selected funny, calm, and optimistic, and he could not have been more accurate. Wesley has a smile that can brighten the entire room. He is witty but polite, and he has a calmness and an optimism about him that those twice his age would struggle to match. So you might think that Wesley has just flown through his 8th grade year, but that hasn't been the case. Let me give you a little background on Wesley. During his 5th grade year, he was diagnosed with brain cancer. He underwent surgery, radiation, and chemo, and 55 weeks later, we thought we were done with that chapter of his life. This year, during a routine checkup, they found a tumor on his spine. They found that that tumor had metastasized, and he once again underwent surgery in January, and he is now undergoing chemo, which takes him out of the classroom 1 week a month. But here's what's amazing about this young man. That does not define him. What is defining him is his reaction to that. Wesley has never once complained in my class. In fact, just as we walked in today, he thanked me for pushing him outside of his comfort zone. He doesn't make excuses. He doesn't ask for shortcuts. He works hard. He smiles. He contributes. And he is so bright and so determined. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with this young man, and you absolutely are my hero. Thank you, Wesley.
I'm Kim McSparron. I'm the guidance counselor at Shalimar Elementary School, and I have the privilege of introducing you to Miss Morgan Murray. Morgan is 8 years old and in the 2nd grade at Shalimar, and I've known Morgan since she entered kindergarten, and it was during that kindergarten year that we discovered she had a brain tumor and was rushed to Shands in Gainesville over that spring break. She underwent several surgeries over that 4-week period there. And then she spent 4 more months in a hospital in Jacksonville undergoing radiation therapy. For over a year, she returned to Gainesville every 4 to 6 weeks for chemo. We went through weight loss, low immune system, a little bit of hair loss, but she was styling with some of the hats and the scarves that she was wearing, weren't you, Morgan? During this time that she was out, she was instructed as a homebound student by one of our teachers, Miss Kathy Carpenter. When she returned to our school year this year, she was able to be placed into Mrs. Carpenter's 2nd grade classroom. Morgan is outgoing. She has maintained her sense of humor, that gorgeous smile, and a positive outlook, and maintained straight A's and B's during all of this. Her prognosis is stable, and she still returns every 3 months for an MRI. For the next 5 years, she'll have to do that. She is strong and a delight to have at Shalimar. On behalf of Mr. Williams, our principal, and her teacher, Miss Carpenter, that she's had for the past 3 years, I introduce you to Miss Morgan Murray.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce Shoal River Middle School's nominee for the Cox Inspirational Student Hero Award, Miranda Pierce. Miranda is a cancer survivor and a true inspiration. As a matter of fact, today is her 1-year anniversary from the surgery to remove her brain tumor. Miranda and her family, I have had the awesome opportunity to get to know Miranda and her family through teaching her in our homebound program, and my life has been enriched. I'm amazed at how hard she works to maintain her all-A academic record while attending countless doctor's appointments, therapy sessions, and overall fighting to beat cancer. But there is so much more to Miranda. I've never met anyone this age that cares for others like she does and has the faith that she does. I'm encouraged every week that I work with her and look forward to our visits. She, to me, is the epitome of an inspirational hero. As a matter of fact, she is so inspiring that it takes two of us to introduce her. Ms. Lane.
Thank you. I had the pleasure of teaching Miranda. I teach band, and Miranda's in our band program. And so we were together in 6th grade, 7th grade, and we had a great time in her percussion class. She's a percussionist. And I'd like to add to what Ms. Allen said. Miranda has more of a don't quit, I'm going to finish attitude that I have never seen in most adults, let alone someone Miranda's age. And I'd just like to share a quick story to emphasize that. Last August, or in September, the first part of September, we were doing our first football game. And as any of you know who've lived in Florida very long, the first week of September is hot. It's hot, it's muggy, it's sticky, it's nasty, okay? We'd been at school all day. Miranda, she was always in there playing the drums back there with her classmates. Never complained, never heard her, any kind of complaint from her, just always doing her best. We were at that football game, and it took place at Crestview High School, which is in the actual big stadium. And so as we came around, her mom was there, as we came around to get the band into the stands, the drummers happened to sit about halfway up. It's way up there. It's hard to get up there for anyone, okay? And so I said to Miranda, you just want to stay down here and play, or do you want to go up there? Nope, she wanted to go up there. So here we went, we got her up there. And through that whole first, half, she sat up there and played her drums. Everything went through halftime. I mean, and all other kids were complaining about how hot it was. I'm complaining about how hot it is. My clothes are sticking to me. Oh, it was bad. I look up there and I see Miranda, and she's kind of got her head down and kind of scratching her head a little bit. Never still said anything to me, so I walked up there to her. I said, Miranda, are you feeling okay? And she was like, she's kind of nodded her head. I said, and so I motioned for her mom. And so we helped her down. She made it through the half. We helped her down the stadium steps and then went on home that night. And that's a long day for anyone, And so the next morning, I have to confess here, I was on my way to school and I was grumbling. I was so tired. I was grumbling inside. I was grumbling at my own kids. I was just grumbling. I walked through the band room on my way to sign in, still grumbling inside my head. I just can't believe that, all this kind of stuff. Walk out my band room door. She doesn't even know this. I didn't share this with her. I'm going down the hall to sign in, and who at that bright hour in the morning is coming the other way but Miranda in her wheelchair. She was rolling in, and she had a big smile on her face. And I'm telling you, it caused me to go do a gut check, because I'm thinking, here I am, adult, not facing nearly the challenges she was facing, and I'm just grumbling away. And I look up, and if anybody had missed that day of school on a Friday and been excused from it, would have been Miranda. But nope, she was there, and she finished that whole day. So she finishes more than anybody I've ever seen. And one more thing about her is her compassion. A few weeks ago, probably about a month ago now, we had another band student that Miranda doesn't know. She's a beginner, a 6th grader. Miranda's an 8th grader. And she was also received the same medical news, diagnosed with the same medical condition that Miranda was facing. And Lori Allen shared this with me. When Miranda found out, her first words to her mom was, we have to go see her. We have to go visit her. We have to find out who she is. I want to talk to her. And so I believe you did, didn't you? They ended up going and visiting the other student, and Miranda got to speak with her. So she has a heart full of compassion, strong faith, and perseverance. So that's Miranda Pierce. Want to talk? Okay.
It's a joy to introduce to you our Walker Elementary's Cox Inspirational Hero, Nisa Souls. Nisa, like many of the students you've heard about today, has overcome challenges in her life, things that were out of her control, that she had no way of working out any other way. And so as a student at our school, she has greatly improved in one or more academic areas over the years. She entered Walker as a student that had several gaps in learning. She's persevered through this year to consistently challenge and close those gaps. Despite the problems she faced as things changed through her life as a student at our school, she has worked diligently in her academics as a positive role model for her peers and the community at Walker Elementary School. Nisa leads by example and leaves the drama at the door. Thank goodness, that's hard for fifth graders. She is the first one to speak words of encouragement when someone is struggling. She appreciates what her teachers do for her each day at school. Her teachers, Ms. Rogers and Ms. Bruning, constantly talk about her focus. Nisa has proven that hard work pays off when you want to be the best you can be each day. We are so proud of you, Nisa, and the shining example that you have shown through your academics and leadership at Walker Elementary. We look forward to her progress as she transitions to middle school, and we'll miss her so much. We present to you Miss Nisa Souls.
I'd like to thank my family and my teachers. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be up here on the stage right now.
Good afternoon. I am so proud to have known Alyssa Hodges the last 2 years. She is truly an inspiration and a hero. Alyssa was diagnosed with cancer at 3 months old, and for 2 years she underwent chemotherapy and radiation. But in spite of that, Alyssa, for the last 3 years, has made the honor roll. She's remarkable. She is truly a hero, but you know what? Her family is also a hero. Her dad is deployed right now in Afghanistan, and he has been deployed 10 times in Afghanistan. So her mom in the audience here has done all of this. So I would really like to thank the whole family because Alyssa comes from a family of heroes. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Cox Inspirational Student Heroes Award celebration. From all of us at Cox, thanks for watching.